sometimes I suppose that's a mistake, but I really felt that they would get them under pressure, all this support behind them, and that Steve would have a chance to post the sort of goals that he's made his mark about, but he's not had the chance to do that yet. And I'm not making excuses for him. The game just hasn't gone, it's not been his type of game, it's not gone his way. Certainly the injury, you know, he's been mobile, he's looked to be involved in the game, but it's just not, sometimes it can be like that up front, as any forward player will tell you, it just goes away from you. And he had that one chance, which I think if you could talk to him now, he'd say, well, yeah, I should have buried it, you know. I had one in the World Cup in Spain, funnily enough, when I came on substitute for my 15 minutes, and I couldn't believe I missed it. I mean, mine was much easier than that, I admit, but still, you know, he would expect to score from there.
So we move out of 90 minutes into the 2 periods of extra time now. 15 minutes each way. Barcelona getting us underway. Still the crackers are going and the bangs are around this ground, the firecrackers and so on, and the optimism still high amongst this huge Barcelona crowd. Let's say through the streets of really what they claim to be Spain's loveliest city, and it is a beautiful city. There's not been a bit of trouble with all the fans who've been swarming in over the last couple of days, but there could be trouble for Barcelona here. Lakatos, no. Again, that finishing touch is deserting them.
No excuses for the cross, but again, he's waiting for people, he's looking up, waiting for people to get in the box. You know, they're very slow, both teams in fact. If it is major fault from a tactical point of view is they break fairly quickly, and then the man on the ball has to wait so long for support to get with him. And, you know, silly with the bad cross, no excuse.
Berlani up. Lakatos with a touch. Or Balint. Looking for Pizzurka, but Migueli was there. Victor with his feet a little high, but he made a contact and a clean contact with the ball. A nice touch again by Jordanescu. He's up again, getting possession.
He's like a 2-year-old out there. I think he's a great example for any kids watching. You know, if you've got the confidence and an appetite for the game, you can get involved in any game on any stage, and this is the biggest stage. He uses confidence, you know, in his own ability.
Well, here's the man with the left foot coming up to take this free kick. Fine left foot it is. Berlani. Held in there towards Bombesco, who's come up for one of the rare excursions from the back. And now he needs to get back because Pedraza is trying to send Archibald on his way. Another free kick. Jordanescu. And Berlani keeping it in play, but it might set up something here for Barcelona. Marcos. Archibald waiting, play on, said the referee, still with Steve Archibald. He's gone down, there was a dive. No penalty, although there's howls from at least 59,000 folk around this stadium in Seville. The referee wasn't in any way persuaded, and it's a goal kick. I've got Richard Smith back with me again, the man who put Brian Robson on the road to fitness and has been looking after Steve Archibald, and we saw you on the ground there with Steve between 90 minutes and extra time. What was he saying, Richard?
First half that he was playing 95%, second half 100%, but to finish off this job you have to be 110.
That's what he said, or you told him that?
Let's say that we discussed it.
What was the feeling down there amongst the Barcelona players?
Venables was still, well, was even getting more optimistic about the side now, and he asked him now to go full ahead, the whole team.
So he's feeling it still very much within their grasp. What do you feel about Steve Archibald's performance, bearing in mind, of course, that the Scottish World Cup squad is being announced tomorrow, about his fitness tonight? Has he looked a fit footballer to you?
Well, he is a fit footballer, otherwise he wouldn't play. Otherwise it's better to use one of the substitutes. It's a decision, of course, of Venables, but I suppose that Ferguson can be pleased with him.
Good. You have no doubts now about him being absolutely 100% fit.
It would be a little bit difficult here in Spain with all the newspapers to have any doubts.
Yes, there were one or two remarks yesterday, I noticed at the press conference, saying, did Archibald have special privileges or not? But Terry Venables said, no, I've taken a bit of a risk, I know, because of his, he hasn't had a lot of match fitness, but it's a risk I'm prepared to take.
Yes, we discussed it with Venables, and of course Archibald was the first one from Barcelona. But I suppose next year we will be more in Barcelona.
He will be here next year in Barcelona.
No, I will be here.
You will be here in Barcelona. And you're going to the World Cup with Denmark?
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
That's what we discussed.
Good, good. I hope you have a good time in Mexico. Thanks for joining us again, Richard. Thank you. Right, here's a free kick then for Barcelona. Julio Alberto with it. Long one towards Steve Archibald. A big leap, but a bigger one by the keeper. And the substitute, Moratala, putting it wide. Keegan squeezes into the seat next to me again. To tell you, Kevin, that Richard Smith was saying that Terry Venables down there believes that he's looking at a battle that's beginning to go his way.
Well, you know, I didn't see it that way, to be honest with you. I felt, as I said at the end of full time, that he was sitting away from him. But it looks different from down there, the game, as any manager will tell you, you know. And well, he's got to be confident, you know, otherwise it reflects through to the players. But that might be a bit of kidology. I don't share that opinion, to be honest with you.
Well, here's Jordanescu. Lovely skills again until he was stopped by Moratala. And a free kick to Steaua Bucharest. Already taken. Valid on the way. Free kick allowed to be taken quickly. And a goal kick.
I haven't really seen anything towards the end of the match or in the beginning of the extra time that could make you think it's gone their way. They haven't really got them under any pressure throughout the whole match, and that's what I said to you. I felt they would, you know. It surprised me a little bit. You can't do it unless you throw a few more men forward, and they seem to have this very cautious approach. Not negative, but it's cautious.
Which I don't think we're going to see at Wembley on Saturday between Liverpool and Everton.
Well, I would think the Liverpool players are watching this, and the Everton ones who would have been in the European Cup, thinking, I wouldn't mind taking the 22 of them on at the moment.
Right, well, let's see what happens now as Steaua Bucharest come forward again. A free kick for the foul on Majaru. A Barcelona player on this side of the field is injured.
There's another player down in one of the Romanian
Majaru
with cramp.
Yeah.
All little things like that will come into it now. He's worked very hard, to be fair to him, and he deserves cramp.
And they could be really big factors now. Well, let's see how Archibald goes on this chase here. Milodic is the man he's got to beat. Carrasca. Moratala. No chance for Archibald with that one. Babalescu. Maraju. Well, that won't help his cramp. Foul by Gerardo.
I think that's only the second, really, what I would call any sort of vicious tackle we've had in the game. Right, give the defender the benefit of the doubt there. It was quite late.
Majaru. Delaney. clash off the ball there, which provides a free kick for Barcelona. A foul on Victor by Barbulescu. Gerardo will take it. And they pushed a few forward now at Barcelona. The keeper's got to come for this one. Good judgment again there by Dukadam. Good throw of the ball as well. Bucharest. Pedraza, man who was injured a moment ago. Now Migueli takes it up. Picking at the stride as the big man comes forward, but even he can't find a way through. Moratala gets it to Gerardo. Marcos. Carrasco. And a corner to Barcelona. Linesman right there on the spot. Anasanko forward. And the substitute, Moratala, who's a really big 6-footer, has gone right in there too.
Well, as yet, they haven't caused them any great problems, but definitely in the Spanish league with these two big guys going in there. Terry Bendel's definitely got the free kicks causing problems, especially the flick on at the near post where the big number 6 is.
Alasanko.
Yeah, but it's not. They're pretty good in the air.
Yeah, there's some big Romanians there. Not least Bumbescu, the big fair-haired number 4. But here comes the corner. Floated in low and quite easily got away. One thing that Schuster did give them were some fairly deceptive corners, some quite interesting corners there for Barcelona, but that was a poor one. But they've got a throw, which Gerardo will take. Click on again, and the overhead by Moratala didn't come off. And the referee looked very hard at that one and then decided no penalty. Pedraza still on the deck, but now he's up. Oh, and Jovan unaware that Carrasco was right behind him. Played wide there by Berlini. Barbulescu. Bajaru. Jordanescu. Oh. He thought there was a foul there. Barcelona aren't prepared to argue that cause now as they come forward. Carrasco brought down by Bumbescu. And without any doubt, in the first quarter of an hour of the game, there would have been a booking for that.
Yeah, I think that was the problem as we talked about at the time. There was bookings for a lot of silly little things, and then late on the game, I think, again, players are getting tired, and I mean, the lad's a bit of a hard man, you know, he's got, what do they call him, the
vampire.
Vampire or something. He hasn't really showed his teeth tonight, has he?
He shows his teeth occasionally, and he did it apparently against Anderlecht in the semi-finals. Now let's see what Barcelona can come up with this dead ball situation. Victor behind it and Pedraza. Alasanko's in the box there. It's Victor who chips it in, or doesn't chip it in, he hit it in low, straight at Pizzurka. Lakatush to Balint. Lakatush, the long ball out there to number 8. Majaru. Twisting once more to Lakatush. And again, Barcelona get it away. Free kick again. Should state that those of you who are watching expecting to see Clint Eastwood in the film High Plains Drifter, you'll be able to see that after the news, except in Scotland, as Barcelona come forward again. So the Clint Eastwood film after the news. Seems we haven't made Clint's day with this game going into extra time. And I must say, coming towards that dramatic penalty situation at the end of extra time. We've now played very nearly 15 minutes of the first period of extra time. And again, a missile has been thrown onto the pitch. And for the second time, the referee has felt obliged to come and make the stadium authorities aware of it. We could lip read, it would be very useful, but clearly wants no repetition of that. In the meantime, Barcelona line up this free kick.
Interesting to see, as you said, without Schuster, Brian, you know, they don't, he takes everything normally.
Julio Alberto, deflected. Victor with his shot. Banged away again by Steaua of Bucharest for a Barcelona throw. Victor, Gerardo, Moratala, the substitute who's on for Bernd Schuster, remember. Alessanco, the captain. Bit of space here now ahead of him for Pedraza. Trying to get Carrasco through, and Archibald's at the far post. It'll come for Steve Archibald, the header back down again. And Biledic getting it away for Steaua Bucharest. Archibald with a little dummy. Berlini. Well, that's the end of the first period of extra time, and still we await the first goal of the night. Here in Seville on a beautifully mild evening. The clock has just gone past 10:30. And of course there's no stoppage. The trainers and managers should not be allowed on for this period. There'll be a quick turnaround and on with the action again. Kevin Keegan, a little comment from you?
Well, Brian, it's getting like a saga now. You know, you keep hoping that something's going to happen that's going to get you off the edge of your seat. It's not quite happening. It's improved steadily. You get the feeling to play another hour and a half, it'd get to be a really good game. But it is just very slow, and you have to say, you sit here as a footballer, or an ex-footballer now in my case, and you want all the good things to come out. And I'm sure the players do, and all the crowd do, and everyone watching all around the world does. And it's just not quite happening. It's quite frustrating, and I think it's someone like Jordanescu, when he came on, did a little thing, you noticed it, and it wasn't anything really fantastic or dramatic, but you just hadn't seen it before in the game, so you had to point it out. And yeah,
I think now for the night to have a memorable finish, we've got to go through another 15 minutes and get to those Lincoln penalties again. That will have everybody's heart stopping. Well, Lakatos now for Steaua Bucharest. Berlini. There's the head of Alessanco. Marcos. Gerardo. Moratala. Julio Alberto. Pedraza. Don't think Julio Alberto has got any chance at all, and indeed he hasn't. It's a goal kick.
I think the Bucharest side, Brian, you know, whatever happens, I mean, penalty shootout, it's all, there's a lot of luck and, you know, things involved, but as we said before, not everyone agrees with it decide a European Cup final. I certainly wouldn't like to sit through another 90 minutes plus 30 of a game like this. I think that's through another penalties, but certainly they've come out with a lot of credit in this game.
Foul on Carrasco by Bumbescu, who was spoken to just before the interval in extra time, and the yellow card awaits the number 4.
I don't think that's the first yellow card he's ever had, Brian. If he's called a vampire, obviously he's got that reputation by being a bit hard. But again, that wasn't a severe tackle. It's just come at the wrong time of the game, and the referee feels, and probably rightly so, he's got to just stamp his authority on it. He's applauding it, so he's not too unhappy with it.
Well, I wonder what sort of a... I think it was an uncertain bit of applause there.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that Berlani, who's got much more of a level head, was saying, get back to where you've got to defend and stop that nonsense straight away. Well, they might have some defending here to do, as they've got 2-4-6 Barcelona have now in that Romanian penalty area, as Victor lines up this free kick. And it was Bumbescu's head that got it away, not very far, but he got it away a little way anyhow. And the shot is well wide of the mark there by Marcos. Bumbescu, Berlani. Gerardo, and now Victor. Trying to get Carrasco away. Archibald's waiting in the middle. So too is Marcos. Good play here by Carrasco. This could be important. The keeper's down there. Play on, said the referee. Carrasco considers that he was fouled, at least that he was obstructed.
Would have been a harsh decision, Brian, I think. Although there probably was a little bit of obstruction there. You never get them.
Here's Jordanescu, the 36-year-old who's come on as a substitute. Jovan, Valent, Berlani,
I've been very disappointed, Brian, with the number 9. Pizzurka. Yeah, I mean, he scored all these goals in Romania. Obviously, he is a dangerous sort of striker. He's not had a lot to do with chances, but to build up on, you saw before they were going mad at him because he's not really held the ball for him when he's needed to, and that, I think it's probably just an out-and-out goal scorer. That's what you'd assume having seen him play tonight.
Barcelona, meanwhile, are warming up Pichi Alonso, the striker who was certainly their lucky token in the semi-final against Gothenburg.
A lot of people think he's been very unlucky, Brian, not to play. And he is a very skillful player. You know, the sort of player that does things that turn matches. And he certainly liked that type of player tonight, there's no doubt about it. I think he's been left out because he had a very poor game against Zaragoza in the Cup final.
Berlani for Steaua Bucharest, Marbalescu, Jordanescu, Argero, Pizzurka. He is to Lakatush, and Jordanescu offside. Came close to working something there. They're going to bring on Pichi Alonso, and Steve Archibald is being substituted.
Don't think that's really any reflection, you know. I mean, it's a one last desperate fling, if you like, from Terry Venables to try and turn the game. And I think, you know, Steve won't be too disappointed. Unlike Schuster, who took it on himself to go straight down the tunnel.
Moratala. Just 10 minutes of extra time remaining. Can Pichi Alonso, the man who got that hat-trick against Gothenburg in the semi-final, find a way through for Barcelona? That's a throw to Barcelona. We are bringing on Radu, the number 16, and in fact they're taking Pizzurka off, I think. Well, the top scorer is taken off, and Radu comes on.
It doesn't surprise me, Brian. I just said before.
No, you were saying.
It's a bit disappointing, and I don't think he can have any qualms about that at all.
So what do we have? A corner for Barcelona. Again, a little knot of blue shirts on the far side of that penalty area, waiting to launch themselves at this corner by Carrasco. And again the keeper there, but a foul on him as he jumped, and it'll be a free kick. Alasanko, the guilty man. Bologna. Jordanescu, struck for the outside of the left boot. There a sweet touch there. Lakatos trying to get Laudu away. Lakatos again, almost had his legs taken from under him. Bologna. It's a good little bit of play here. And a free kick. No free kick given for the foul on Majaru. And Big Migueli, the defender, making the break now for Barcelona. Quite easily stopped by Jovan. And here come the Romanians again. He's got to hold on to it at the moment. He can't play it forward towards Majaru because Majaru was offside. Victor. And now Marcos. With Pichi Alonso waiting in the middle. Milodic getting it away quite comfortably though for Steaua Bucharest. Jordanescu. Milodic from the back has gone right up to the front. Jordanescu beaten there into the challenge. Balint coming in as well. All played wide here for Barbalescu. Jordanescu, Balint.
They're just over deliberate, aren't they? You know, I mean, it's frustrating. They've got so much skill, and it's just round that box. They just seem to want to just overdo it by that one little touch and that, when sometimes just to play it out wide. I think if there's been a criticism of the game, none of the teams have really got wide, and that's where, if you look at any statistics, that's where most goals are made from. And tonight has been a lot. Everyone's tried to go down the middle.
Kelly holding up Lakatos. And we're just 5.5 minutes away from penalties deciding this European Cup final. Gerardo. Marcos. Little chip through to Carrasco. And Pichi Alonso puts it into the net, but there's no doubt it was a handball. No doubt at all it was a handball before that. Quick spot by the referee and a vital one.
So frustrating when players do that. I know it's a natural instinct, but if he lets it go, it might get headed down, or someone might miscue it or anything. But doing that, you just take the pressure right off them.
Well, while you're watching this, there's an attack going on at the other end. And for a moment it looked as though Steaua Bucharest might find a way through with Majaru. Barbalescu, Balint. Barbalescu, long range shots, almost crept in.
This Barbalescu, I said before, early in the second half, this number 3, he's been out, he has so much space on the left side, and he must think he's got something wrong with him, you know, because they've hardly given the ball, and it looks useful when he gets it. He certainly caught this one out in the middle.
Certainly called for the best out of Urruti there. It was a good strong shot, well on target, And it's another free kick for Steaua Bucharest. And Barcelona reluctant to get back 10 yards.
They look like they're going to hit this. I can't believe it. It must be 35 yards, but...
And the rest, I would think. So that's just what he's done. Good play by Balint. Kept it in well. Intercepting that keeper's throw out. Jordanescu. It'll come through for Barbarescu. Jordanescu. And the shot by Bologna, infuriated by his poor shooting there.
He reminds you a bit, for the older people in the game, a bit like Alan Hinton, really. You know, he's got a lovely left foot and he likes to crack them, but he's not really caught hold of one yet. He's frustrated there that he miscued it so much.
What you wouldn't have seen just a moment ago was a shot of Terry Venables getting off that Barcelona bench and waving his team forward. Maybe he feels he can't go through that penalty ordeal again as he did against Gothenburg in the semi-final. Certainly a goal snatch now would win the whole night. Little doubt about that. Victor. Towards Pichi Alonso. Keeper kept his eye well on the ball there. Wasn't too concerned with Pichi Alonso making his advance. But here at Barcelona is certainly with plenty forward at the moment. Marcos. And a foul given them a free kick. With a little over 2 minutes of extra time remaining, could we now get the critical breakthrough? It would certainly be a goal now to win a European Cup final. It's about 28-30 yards out.
Without just there's an awful lot of players around the ball, Brian. You know, I mean, he certainly, when he plays, he takes everything. Corners, any free kicks, no matter how deep or really any position on the field.
Carrasco, and it was Bernie who got it away. Victor, who will try and turn it back in there once more. Even Big Miguel is in there, look. Julio Alberto. That's a long testing ball and a good punch by the keeper. Nodded back in again by Pedraza, and a goal kick.
The keepers look very, very safe, Brian. You know, certainly there's not many caps remaining. I'd like to see the one who's playing, because this lad looks capable of playing in any national side around that part of the world for me. He's not really been, not as you would have expected.
I certainly wouldn't want the prospect of trying to beat him in a vital penalty in a couple of minutes' time, because he looks big, he looks agile, and he looks very safe indeed. But at the moment it's Pichi Alonso on the far side, not making a lot of progress, but getting a throw for Barcelona. We're inside the last minutes of extra time now. Romanians get it away again. It's with Migueli though. And here come Barcelona once more. Victor playing it in once more towards Marcos. Jordanescu tangling there with Victor. And in the end it's a throw to the Romanians. Right at the end now of this period of extra time. A match that started at 8:15 or just after here in Seville, with the penalties looks as though it might go beyond 11 o'clock. Or will it? Carrasco. Right at the end of extra time now. No more than a couple of seconds left. And again the Romanians get it away. Cheeky little backhill by Balint, Najaru. And that's the end of extra time. Still without a goal, but still now with a large dose of drama to come.
There's going to be heroes and villains here, and really it's a shame. I mean, someone's going to miss a penalty and people are going to remember it for years, and someone's going to score one like Alan Kennedy did.
And some are going to say, I wouldn't mind taking one, and others are going to say, I hope it's not me.
If you watch very carefully, Brian, at stages like this, you find out all the ones who want to take them in training suddenly disappear to the back of the queue. And I'll never forget, Liverpool used to have penalty-taking competitions, and invariably the lads who win it wouldn't even dream of taking one on a Saturday in front of 50,000 people.
Well, at the end of a long night, we've got to make sure we keep the score right now. They'll all be taken into one goal. The referee hasn't indicated yet which goal it will be.
It's almost a repeat of the Roma-Liverpool one.
That's right.
And the situation is similar, as you said at the start of the match, in that Roma were playing in their own stadium in that case, but in Italy, in a European Cup final, and the odds were stacked against Liverpool, and then of course they won it on the shooter. I wonder if Steaua Bucharest are going to repeat that against seemingly overwhelming odds at the start of the match.
Well, both managers are on the field at the moment, looking into players' eyes, I fancy, looking to see who fancies taking a penalty that could win or lose this European Cup final. There'll be a few players, experienced though they may be, who won't really want to watch. And there are 3 or 4 officials there in the centre of the field who've got to have eyes on everything and also keep a very careful note of the score as we go along. The penalty is taken alternately, remember, up to 5. Whoever gets the best of 5, and then it's sudden death if it's level after 5.
Terry Venables is looking down here now. You can't see him on the camera, but he's strolling round, and they're not really talking that much. So I guess they've sort of decided their 5, probably even before the match, if it came to this.
Well, they had some experience in the last round, didn't they?
That's right. They've got the benefit of experience. They've been there before. Whether that's a good thing or not, time will tell. I see the Steaua Bucharest manager. He's pointing out. He's looking for. I think he's having a job getting 5 up at the moment. He's doing a lot of negotiating down there.
And also, tell me as a player, Kevin, or as an ex-player now, when you've played 90 minutes in extra time, it takes an awful lot of effort and energy. You're tired mentally, you're tired physically, for one really important strike at the ball. Yeah,
and you know, they'll probably none of those players down there would want this, you know. And yeah,
tell me, would you? Would you?
Well, no, because I'm one of those people who say this is not the way to decide a European Cup final, where you've been all over Europe playing the best sides, the cream of each country, and it comes to what is basically an awful lot of luck. Having said that, as I said to you before, I think these 2 teams could have played another 90 minutes in extra time tonight, and quite honestly, no one would have scored. It was that type of game, wasn't it?
I think what I really meant was, it came up to you at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
now, are you going to take a penalty or not?
I always used to like taking penalties. I think mainly, I used to say, it doesn't upset me too much if I miss them. I don't like missing them, but it never affected my game. And I think the biggest danger is you've got someone who misses one, and then for the next 40 minutes or 50 minutes, whatever's left of the game, he's got a cloud over him. That's no good at all.
Well, Ruti, the Barcelona goalkeeper, having a word with the referee just out of our picture at the moment. He was a real hero the last time because he took one of the decisive penalties, the goalkeeper. Penalty with a sea of noise and a sea of Spanish faces around him behind that goal. Now, can Ruti save this one and start Barcelona on the way to a victory in the European Cup? He has! That's a bad start for the Romanians.
That's the worst possible start, obviously, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't even struck that well. It wasn't an error up in the corner. He's probably moved slightly beforehand, but still a great save.
Now the captain of Barcelona. As you see it again, Alessanco. What will his technique be?
Defender, I would say if I had a bet on it, he'll blast it.
And how will Dukadan fare with this one?
He's not taking a big run up, no, he's going to place it.
Saved it!
Or the other lad scores his when he comes up.
Right.
There's no point Barcelona taking the last one. Incredible.
The man
Good
with
penalty,
a really big, that was the best penalty of all, actually.
Yeah.
With the big responsibility now is Marcos. There are a few of the Romanian players looking at the other end of the ground. talking to each other, but not looking to see how their goalkeeper Dukadam makes out now against Marcos. He saved it again!
He's unbeatable this time.
And Romanians have won the European Cup. 4 successive penalty misses, or saves, whichever way you like it, and that cup will go to Romania. Not really done themselves justice in normal time, or as the European Cup goes to Romania.
So, a tremendous achievement really by Steaua Bucharest, the first Eastern European team ever to win the European Cup. Now, David Pleat, what a turn-up, but really, you as a close study of players' technique, you must have wondered about some of those penalties.
Well, technically the whole...
Steaua Bucharest taking away the European Cup because they battled away and Ron Atkinson... Brazil.
By this boy. Carlos Alberto. This is in, or the goalkeeper, Emmerich coming in.